Welcome to the Thrivers Life series, the creation of your highest and your best life after narcissistic abuse. This is such a relevant topic for me right now, and I really want to share my experiences around this topic with you as my deep desire that I can inspire you. And I put this topic together yesterday as I was sitting in a cafe in Western Australia, and I'm filming right now from this beautiful little porch which is connected to my present Airbnb place that I'm staying in. I'm traveling alone at this time, and I'm really relishing this opportunity to truly be with me. And it's essential because thriving and expansion is about being whole. It's about being able to generate your own happiness first and foremost, regardless of what is or isn't happening in your life. And this information is important for you because after we've been involved in narcissistic abuse, absolutely we lose ourselves. When we've been enmeshed in relationships with false selves, we experience people who pathologically lie, who compromise our values, and who use us for their own egoic gratifications. And as a result, we lose our souls. We become disjointed and anxious and unhappy. Previous behaviors and lies cause us to be on edge and distrust, and we lose the ability to know what we can or can't trust. It's a process to come back. It takes self-dedication. So what does getting comfortable in our own skin look and feel like, and how do we achieve it? To me, the first thing to get there is the hugest. It's acceptance and knowing that there's a gift in everything that happens without exception. If we want to embrace loving ourselves, then we need to understand the entire system of creation adores us too. This is the quantum way that changes everything. Accepting that everything is happening for us and not to us. And this is regardless of what has happened or continues to happen, because here is the thing. No matter what shock, disappointment, or painful event occurs, there's a glorious evolutionary opportunity in it. There's something happening outside of us to trigger and release something inside of us. All roads lead to home, meaning helping us to awaken, release our false selves, which are the traumas and beliefs that aren't our truth, and embrace and become more of who we really are, which is our highest potential when we live trauma-free. I want you to do this with me right now. Think of something or someone that's very painful and who's hurt you. And now say to yourself, if you still think like this, what a waste of time and a terrible, horrible thing that was. I regret it, and I have no idea why I needed to go through that. And then take note of how this feels in your body. Does it feel awful? Does it feel like warmth and relief? When you project yourself into the future, do you feel comfortable, blessed, relieved, healthy, and blissful in your own skin now? Or do you feel angry, ripped off, devastated, and disjointed? Listen to your body, not what your head would like to think. Your inner being, your emotions know the truth that's in store for you. A previous girlfriend comes to mind. After her last relationship, she didn't go within, and she had no idea or desire to look at what it was within her that she needed to heal. She said repeatedly, I have no idea what this was about or why I had to go through it. Her current relationship is now even more disappointing, with her still playing out her wounds that were never addressed in the relationship that she had no idea about. Our soul is ingenious. It turns up the message louder and louder until we wake up. And if we don't wake up, we have as many repeating lifetimes as necessary of the same pain until we do. We're all going back home to consciousness, meaning being happy in our own skin. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Until we awaken, there are two things we do other than go inwards to process our wounds and get the gift, which I promise you used to be my stuff too. The first is obsess. Obsessing equals thinking about it over and over again despite not getting any relief or true embodied peace and answers, namely a shift from the old order pain to the new order liberation. This then leads us to try the only other option we may think we have when we get sick of our own stinking thinking. Self-avoidance and self-medication. Self-avoidance means burying it, keeping busy and not thinking about it. Self-medication is done by attempting to find something or somebody to take the pain away. Neither of these things will lead you home to yourself. They won't generate you becoming comfortable in your own skin. When we understand that the brain follows the body and not the other way around, we know that trying to think our way out of terrible inner feelings, our traumas and our fears, is not the way to go. The reason being is that our trauma-associated neuron pathways only have access to the thinking within the range of the trauma. Higher consciousness is not available when we're triggered into survival programs. The only thinking that is available is out of focused. If I can attack, run from, or change my environment, then I will survive. However, this does not effectively in any way at all deal with the complexities of our emotions and our subconscious programs. When we understand the quantum truth of so within, so without, and that our life is unfolding according to the composition of our inner identity, we know that there's only one place to do the work to get a shift and change our emotions and then our life, and that it is inside of us. Most of you know I went through a relationship breakdown recently, and even though I'm in the process of opening up to loving somebody else deeply again, there is also the incredible journey of connecting back to me and the joy and love of my own soul and genuinely being happy in my own skin. And I know it's not anybody else's job to give me that. I know that if I needed somebody else for that, I would have no possibility to be a whole person connecting with other whole people in this incredible journey of life. Being in Bali with my girlfriends was beautiful, and now a deeper level of appreciation and love for life, my soul, my journey, and my future is taking place here. Being alone is such a powerful time to fully meet, breathe into, load up and release with quantum freedom healing anything that is not my true self. So in my morning walks along the beach or any time at all, while I'm alone, I do this as soon as dense energy arises from within. And it includes things like past toxicity, pain, disappointment, as well as any need for validation or truth. And the shifts that I'm processing bring in more and more of my own higher consciousness that heals what I logically have got no ability to heal. As always, the shifts felt are incredible. They're liberating, expansive, and joyous. And things have changed dramatically from years ago when I didn't have either the awakening to realize how vital inner trauma work is, or have quantum freedom healing as the powerful tool to achieve it. So long ago, I was so agoraphobic. Actually, it wasn't that long ago. It was about 10 years ago. I was so agoraphobic, I couldn't leave my front door. Nowadays, in record time, I do and experience anything that I want more and more joyously. Because of releasing new wounds, I can be anything that appears. I can be freer and freer. So these days, for so long now, I know that being happy in my own skin is not about, I'll do this or that and then I'll get happy. Yes, I'm getting my hair and my nails done whilst I'm traveling. I'm eating beautiful foods and I'm sipping on delicious cocktails whilst watching some of the best sunsets in the world. Yet that's not what's giving me happiness. These are things that I can connect to and feel blissy about because there's enough space in the cells of my body freed of trauma to have life force and well-being, which is our natural state without trauma, flowing through me to connect to the beauty and the joy all around me. This is the biggest joy that organically arises as a result of living dedicated to purposefully meeting and releasing our inner traumas to become happy in our own skin. It's a deep gratitude and joyfulness for the opportunity to have experienced painful emotions triggered so that we can go within and release more parts of ourselves that are not in alignment with our true self, to open up more and more space to allow in what is. I want you to do this with me right now. Think of something or someone, again, that is very painful and who's hurt you. Might be the same thing or person. And now say to yourself, this person or thing is truly an aid in my life, an angel in disguise as an abuser, granting me the opportunity to free myself into my grandest self and life even more. And then I want you to take note of how this feels in your body. Can you feel the truth of this? This truth feels like relief, feels like warmth, feels like expansion, feels healthy and right. Listen to your body, not what your head would like to think. Your inner being, your emotions, know the truth that's in store for you. Please know this, I live this lifestyle determinedly. Why wouldn't I? When I know that no matter what, I just become happier, more whole, and more able to connect to situations and people who represent more of this love, joy, and wholeness. I hope that you can deeply feel what I'm talking about today. And I'd love you to connect to my travel pics on Instagram so that you can vibrationally feel the joy and expansion that can be yours too. And the link to that is below this video or on the blog. Okay, so I'm very excited to answer your comments and questions regarding this episode. And please remember, after narcissistic abuse recovery, gloriously, we take it further. Why? Because we can. Lots of love. Bye-bye.